Welcome to our next video, which is going to be very unusual for me because this is the first time actually that I'm going to film something in this format, because today I'm actually going to expose myself kind of and disclose some of the earnings, some of the analytics of our channel. So I'm going to review all the videos that we have posted so far, the most popular ones, the ones that actually got more than like 20-30 million views. I'm going to show you all the inner analytics, all the CPAs, all the views, all the watch time hours, and of course earnings. And what I'm gonna do after reviewing the videos, I'm going to delete them actually. Yeah. This video is going to be very painful for me, but this is the format. Everything is going to be live. I'm going to film everything with my phone here, so you can see the screen. And you will see our YouTube studio. So to make sure you see everything and you don't miss anything here, I will just show you the camera, the screen actually, the backstage a little bit. So as you know, this is our channel, this is our homepage, and this is our YouTube studio here, where we have our videos, our shorts, all the analytics, everything. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm going to go to the shorts and click on the views. So here we have already our most famous videos. I don't know why, but YouTube has this glitch that the first one is showing the one that's got more than 40 million views, and the second one is over almost 60 million views. I don't know, it's a glitch, but it doesn't really matter. So maybe let's start with the one that's got the most views. So the video is called Ferrari's Biggest Scam on Earth.
If you buy a Ferrari, you have two choices, apparently. They'll either deliver your Ferrari to your local Ferrari dealership, which is free, or you can pay £500, fly down to Maranello at your own expense, have a tour of the factory, and drive the car home. I don't know if you noticed that, but by framing it as tour of the factory, they've got you to pay them for collecting your own bloody car.
So now what we're going to do, we are going to click on the analytics. And of course, I'm not going to disclose the earnings like from the second one. I will just show you the views. 58,235,404 views. It gained us over 11,000 subscribers. And here is the audience retention actually. This one has only almost like 71%. So now we are in our engagement section, where you can see obviously the views, but most importantly, you can see the watch time hours, which is kind of crazy because this video was watched almost 320,000 hours. 320,000 hours is basically 320,000 hours in years. So yeah, it's basically 36 years. So this is about the watch time hours, but now before we go to our revenue section, I think you can kind of guess the revenue in the comments, but I think you're gonna be way off because sometimes people very confuse the views and the earnings of shorts and regular videos, because I think it's very obvious that long form videos pay much more. And the problem about short form content is sometimes it's very hard to predict the actual revenue, because sometimes short form videos that receive like 20 million views can earn much more than the one that got like 60 or 50 million views. This actually depends sometimes of the watch time hour for sure, the audience retention, and also the niche. The niche that we are in is actually one of the highest paid niches on YouTube, because the thing is that our audience is considered like very high quality audience because we actually don't have any kids in our audience. People who are following us are actually above 25, they are males, and what that actually means is they are much more preferable for YouTube, because as you know, like YouTube is paying us because of the advertisements that you see on our short form or long form videos. Not the integrated ones, but the ones that YouTube actually integrates, that you can skip or not skip, the ones that we don't have any business with. So if your videos are watching mostly kids are never gonna use your advertisement or YouTube's advertisement. So the kids channels usually receive much more views, but they receive much less in terms of revenue. If we compare the finance niche and the kids niche, like the 100,000 views on the finance niche is gonna pay much more than the one that got, let's say, 1 or 2 million views on a kids channel. So finally we can go to the revenue section, and this video so far got us $3,309. We posted this video last year. The RPM is very low. I guess the only problem with this video is that it was actually very short, because sometimes our videos are almost 3 minutes long, or usually 1 minute and 30 seconds, but with this one was just 27 seconds or so. So yeah, 3,309. And now this is gonna be very painful for me actually, because I'm going to delete this video forever in front of your eyes. Let's see. And delete forever. Nice. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Next one is a video that received over 21 million views. And actually this is the thing that I was talking about. I'm sure that this video got like over 10 million views less than the previous video, but in terms of revenue, it's gonna be much higher. And now I'm gonna explain why. So this video is actually a video of my great friend and mentor, Busi Tembekwayo. It's 57 seconds long and has over 1.2 million likes.
You know how you know when you're driving the wrong cars? If I ask you what car you drive and you tell me the derivative, not the brand. So if I said, what do you drive? Say I drive a GD86. You don't tell me I drive a Toyota Coupe.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Because the person who drives an Aston Martin
Yes.
doesn't go, I drive a DB9 or a Vanquish. You ask, what do I drive? I drive an Aston Martin.
I drive a Bentley.
Do you get it?
Not
I drive
like
a Bentley.
Yeah.
I don't need to tell you if it's a Mulsanne or if it's Continental or it's a Bentley. Now, the problem with Toyota was they were making their cars in Japan, exporting them to America. For the American person, it was still a Toyota. It represented reliability and quality, but it didn't quite represent
Luxury,
opulence and luxury. And one day they're having a conversation about what are we going to do with this problem? And they thought the problem was about pricing. Out of nowhere, a little voice from the back said, this is not a pricing problem, it's a brand problem. So we should just, rather than change the car, just change the logo on the car. And they go, what do we call it? And the answer was, it's a luxury product. What do? We export it to the US. It's a luxury export to the US.
Lexus.
It's a Lexus.
Let's go to the analytics. Of course, I'm not going to disclose it right now. So this video so far received 41.2 million views and got us like 21,000 new subscribers. And when we go to the engagement section, we can see that this video was watched over 500,000 hours, which is 57 years. So this is the video that's actually talking about marketing. This was very famous video because actually our team edited this video like 4 or 5 times over, and the thing is that we also manage Busi Tembekwayo's socials. The videos that you see are also done by us. This video actually received much more than you can see it here, because here it got like 40 million views, but this video actually was viewed over 200 million times. Just because we are also reposting content, we are sharing it to our other socials. So if you go to Busi Tembekwayo's Instagram, you will see that this video, I guess, received like almost 15 million views. And we also have some other channels that you have no idea about. And yeah, so now it is finally the time to show you the revenue section. So if we go to the revenue, you can see that this video actually got us $4,600 so far. And yeah, as I said, this one received much more than the one that received a lot more views. The difference between these videos are 10 and 20 million, but in terms of revenue, this one did much better. And this is what I was talking about. Here you can see that the RPM actually stands as the revenue per 1,000 views. So here, the revenue per 1,000 views is $0.12, which is not that much, but much more than the previous one. Yeah, and this one is also published over a year ago, and it's still kind of getting views like in real time. Yeah, I forgot to show you the audience retention, because here it's kind of very similar to the previous one. It's 76%. And now, of course, we are going to the most painful part for me, because I'm going to delete this. And I know you are kind of confused. Why am I even deleting all these videos? But I think I will explain it later, or maybe never, because it's kind of very big secret. So yeah, we are going to the YouTube studio, clicking to the 3 dots and delete forever. And right, bye. Okay, moving on to the next one, and this is kind of very funny because the next video that I'm about to show you is very similar to the one that I first showed you, the Ferrari one. This one is called How Ferrari Beautifully Scams Its Customers. This one received over 34 million views and has over 1.5 million likes.
If you buy a Ferrari, they'll deliver it for free to your local Ferrari dealership, apparently. Or you can pay £500, have a tour of the factory in Maranello, which you travel to at your own expense, and then drive the car home. I don't know if you noticed that, but by framing it as a tour of the factory, they've got you to pay to collect your own car. Rolls-Royce and Maserati made their cars cheaper through innovation. They stopped exhibiting them at car shows, where they look expensive, and they started exhibiting them at yacht and plane shows. If you've been looking at Learjets, Gulfstreams and Sunseekers all afternoon, a €250,000 car is an impulse buy. By the way, if you allow people to pay for something contactlessly, it feels 15% cheaper, by the way.
So, what we're gonna do, we are going to the analytics. Of course, I'm not gonna disclose. 34.9 million views. And this one got us 31,000 new subscribers. Much more than the previous ones, because there are some reasons. So, this video is actually 47 seconds long and has a similar audience retention, like 74.7%. And when we go to our engagement section, we can see that the watch time hours is almost 440,000 hours. Okay, I'm not gonna calculate with ChatGPT, we will just throw the number here somewhere. So we are moving on to the revenue section. As you can see, like this video received much more than previous two, but in terms of views, this one did much worse. So this one has made us $5,307 with the RPM of $0.15. This video made much more money than the first Ferrari video just because of the watch time hours. In terms of views, they are like very different, but in terms of revenue, this one actually overcomes the previous one almost 2 times. The only reason here is the length of the video. This is 47 seconds long. That one was almost half of this. And not just that, because like if you watch this video, which I'm gonna show you here, you will see that in the end we actually put some more marketing cases similar to this one. So actually the video is about Ferrari, but we also attached some more marketing cases here. I think that's the reason that the RPM here is much higher. Okay, and now the most painful part. We are going back to our YouTube studio and actually delete this one as well. Clicking on 3 dots and delete forever. Yes, I understand, and bye. Okay, so unfortunately we are moving on to the next one. Why unfortunately? Because not just because I'm disclosing all the earnings and inner analytics, but because I'm actually deleting these ones, which is, you can imagine, like it's gonna be very painful for me and my team, because we actually worked hard for this. And I know like most of the comments are about that we are stealing the content, we are robbers, but I've seen some comments that were saying like this is a Rory Sutherland channel, or this is a stolen channel. But the thing is that all these people that you've seen on our channel, that we are actually, yes, kind of stealing their content and re-editing them and repurposing them. Almost all these people that you've seen on our channel actually reached out to me and said thank you, because for you it's a robbery, but for them it's just making them much more popular than they are now. Even like Rory Sutherland, because I've created a whole separate video about him reacting on his videos that we actually created. The thing is that Rory first became famous on TikTok before I even found out about him, but he actually really became very famous after we started posting his videos. And the thing is, like all these videos that you see here actually that I'm deleting, I've been deleting content like for a few years now. Because if you go to our YouTube channel, you can see that we have at the moment 770 videos. But actually we have posted maybe well over 3,000 videos, and I have deleted all of them. When I'm saying I deleted all of them, I mean I have deleted videos that had over 70, 60, 50 million views, like dozens of them. So yeah, regarding all these comments about stealing content, that we are just robbers, I just want to say that don't worry about those people, because those people actually don't mind. So, moving on to the next one.
So there's this company in the Midwest, and everybody's complaining the lifts or the elevators are too slow. So they go to Otis, the elevator company, who say that for a few $1 million, we can replace the cabling, replace the winding gear, put in new motors and lift cars, and we can speed up your elevators. And just before they're about to spend $2 million, someone says, before you do that, just try putting floor-to-ceiling mirrors between the lift doors, on the walls, on every floor. And everybody said, what the hell are you talking about? What they're saying is the lifts are too slow. What they really mean is, I get bored waiting for the lift. So they put floor-to-ceiling mirrors in between the doors, and whereas before, the same people who'd been jabbing impatiently at the button and getting furious, once they had mirrors, the time was occupied in grooming or mild voyeurism, and all the complaints stopped.
I'm going to show the screen again. So here we actually have too many videos that we can review today, but unfortunately I don't have enough time for this. I will try to film as much as I can. So let's see this one that has over 26 million views, 5,000 comments and almost 1 million likes. So this one is called This Genius Solved Our Elevators. Let's go to the analytics. 26 million views, and he's made us over 11,000 new subscribers. In the engagement section we can see that this video was watched well over 286,000 hours. And finally, moving on to the revenue section, and you can see that this one actually made us almost $3,000, and this $3,000 comes from the RPM of $0.12. I'm gonna delete this one as well. Going back to the YouTube studio, clicking on these 3 bloody dots and this very evil button. I'm gonna click delete forever. Bye. Oh yeah. I laugh. Actually, I'm laughing here because I forgot to click record button on my phone, so I actually deleted 26 million views video without any proofs. So okay, but I think you can just believe my words. Okay, I feel kind of very dumb, but okay, whatever. I mean, this is just one of the videos. Okay, we can move on to the next one, unfortunately. So this one has over 22 million views. Yeah, by the way, I remember this video because the comments were actually very crazy. It has 22,000 comments and just over 1 million likes. So this video is called Disney lost 200 billion after Elon Musk called out Bob Iger.
Why did Elon say,
Go f- yourself.
why did he say that? Because he has money. He doesn't need your money.
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money.
And says, yeah, Bob.
Hey, Bob.
You know, when he says Bob, you know who he's talking about.
Disney CEO.
Do you know how much Disney has lost? Year and a half of their stock. $195 billion. They've lost 56% of their stock. Guess who's celebrating behind closed doors? Apple. Because Apple's the only one that can buy them. Well, Apple's sitting right now on 150, give or take, billion out of cash.
Yeah.
They're sitting on real cash. Let's look at Bob Iger. Bob Iger chose the wrong enemies. Bob chose parents as enemies. And he chose the transgender community as his allies. What? Your number one customer isn't kids. Your number one customer is the person that controls, has the power of the remote. You got to win the parents over. So what happens? Flop after flop after flop after flop after flop. What's happened with Disney? You know what people have said with Disney?
Go yourself.
I'm canceling my membership.
Subscription, yeah.
That's what they're doing.
Let's go to the analytics. Zoom in. Okay. 22.4 million views, and it made us like a very solid amount of new subscribers, 23,000, almost 24. And regarding the audience retention, this one is a bit higher than the previous ones. This is at over 80%, and this is exactly 1 minute long video. So regarding the engagement, this video was watched over 330,000 hours. And finally, going on to the revenue section. And this one, as you can see, has made us less dollars than the previous one. So this is at $2,468 with the $0.11 RPM, much less than the previous one that I actually forgot to record, I'm sorry. But yeah, 2,468. So let's delete this one as well. We are going back to the YouTube studio. Again, 3 dots. Delete forever. clicking the point that we actually understand why we are deleting this, and this is going to be permanent and delete forever. Okay, so moving on to the next one.
If you look at someone like an Elon Musk, they never even take a salary, these people.
Elon Musk is interesting. He chose to get paid not in salary. That's because you are taxed not on your income. You are taxed based on your taxable income. And so what Elon Musk did is when he was building Tesla, he negotiated with investors and the board that I want to get paid not with a salary, I want to get paid with stock options. And he was awarded these Tesla stock options at about $6 a share, which means if the Tesla stock goes up to $7 a share, he could sell the stock option for $6 and profit $1 for each stock option. He was given millions and millions and millions of these stock options. And so now when the Tesla stock goes up to $100 a share, he is rich on paper. He doesn't have any money in his bank. He hasn't gotten a salary, so he has no taxable income because he hasn't actually received any money. But if he sold that stock, he would have $94 of income. Now you have a tax because you have taxable income. So instead what he does is he goes to the bank and he says, hey bank, I have these millions and millions of stock options that are worth billions of dollars. Would you like to loan me $1 million, $10 million? No bank is going to say no. Now he has $10 million in his bank account, but it's not an income. It's debt. Debt is not taxed. So now he gets this $10 million of loans that he can spend to buy a house, to buy a car, to buy food, to buy vacations, to buy whatever you want.
To buy Twitter.
To buy Twitter and pay no money in taxes. And it's 100% legal.
So the next one is called a new method Elon Musk uses to avoid taxes. This has over 21 million views, 16,000 comments, and almost 900,000 likes. By the way, regarding likes and dislikes, I know that for some creators it's very important to have likes over dislikes, but actually if you are getting views, it really doesn't matter, because the most important thing about getting views is just the engagement. And every like and every dislike is considered as engagement, and YouTube sees everything. And even if you have too many dislikes, it's gonna get the views. So going on to the analytics. By the way, this video is very long compared to the previous ones. So this is over a minute long video, 1 minute and 31 seconds, 21.6 million views. And I think this is a record amount of subscribers that has been gained just from one single video, because this one has gained us almost 60,000 new subscribers. So regarding the audience retention, this has 73.6% audience retention. And by the way, for a video that's this long, for a short, this is a very solid result. This means that the average view duration is 1 minute and 16 seconds. Going on to the engagement, this video has been watched for over 270,000 hours. And finally to the revenue section. So when we go to the revenue section, we see that this video has made us $2,654 at the average RPM of $0.21. As you have been noticed, like, this video has a higher RPM just because of the topic, because this is not just a marketing video. This is a very heavy financial video, which is talking about taxes, avoiding taxes. Also, he is talking about Elon Musk, which is also kind of adding both on the views and to the niche part. And of course, also because this video is a bit longer than the other ones, it's also a very big plus, because like, for a video that's let's say 27 seconds long, and it's at, again, 75% audience retention, it's not actually the same when a video is over a minute long. And also the topic is very, very niche. Okay, I'm going to show you how I delete this video actually. Going back, I'm gonna find that video. Yes, I don't activate these windows because actually, yeah, by the way, I forgot to say that this laptop is actually my first ever laptop. So I bought this laptop in 2020 when I was working at the hotel. And this is actually the laptop that I started Financian with. So actually what started from just one laptop came to a point when we already have dozens of PCs in our office. The reason I'm using this laptop until now is because, as you know from our previous podcast, I am kind of very tired of going to the office, so I just stay at home, and I had this laptop at home sitting all this time. So now I kind of came back to the roots. So yeah, let me just delete this video very quick. 3 dots, delete forever, and yeah, Okay, moving on to the next one. So here we have a video that has over 20 million views, over 5,000 comments, and 730,000 likes.
Wine tastes better if you pour it from a heavier bottle. A restaurant wants you to drink wine. Why? Wine doesn't have a known price anchor, so you can mark it up like a bastard, okay? You can't charge £30 a glass for a glass of Johnny Walker Red because people know what that costs in the shops. But you can buy a bottle of Chateau d'Obscur for €6 and charge €30 for it. And because it's expensive, everybody will say it tastes of black currants, okay? What the restaurants do is they make you think you're choosing what to drink while actually stuffing you royally. And this is how it happens. You arrive, there are wine glasses already on the table. Secondly, they bring you a drinks menu. It's not called the drinks list, it's called the wine list. And then there's the final touch, which is sheer genius. They only bring one wine list and hand it to one person. Now, there's only one drink that you can all share. So once the guy has the wine list, there's only one question you ask the rest of the table, which is red or white.
So this video is precisely a 1 minute long video, and it's called How Restaurants Manipulate You to Order Wine. By the way, I don't know if I'm keeping the focus right, because as I see here, the focus is kind of moving all the way on the screen, so please pardon me if something is not professional, because this is the first time actually I'm filming and holding my phone. So, and by the way, I think this is an expertise video, so I don't think that it has to be like very professional. Okay, as you can see, like 20.3 million likes, and it gained us over 22,000 subscribers. The audience retention is kind of low compared to the previous ones. This is almost 70%. So the watch time hour is actually 291,000 hours. I'm not gonna talk a lot, I will just reveal the revenue here. So if you go to the revenue, you will see that this video has made us just $2,500. So the average RPM here is $0.13. And the thing is that this one is less just because of the niche and the topic. So because this is a marketing video and the previous one was about finances, like heavy finances, taxes and everything. Taxes is much more expensive and much more difficult niche. So that's why YouTube is ranking the marketing just below the finance niche. Let me just delete this as well very quick. Going back to the YouTube studio, this one, and I'm gonna delete this as well. Bye. So again, as I said, we have too many videos here that made very solid views and solid revenue. I will just maybe, just not to waste time, because actually here I don't have too much time to film this, but I will just quickly show you the revenue and the views of 5 more videos. So here we have a video that's called Why Japanese People Are Not Obese Like People in the US.
If you look at Japan, Japan is the only country that got rich without getting fat. 4.5% of Japanese people are obese compared to 26% in Britain and 42.5% in the United States. 70% are obese or overweight. The first thing you think when you hear that is, oh, it must just be genetic. But we know that's not true, because in the late 19th century, loads of Japanese people went to live in Hawaii, and there's now this settled Japanese population in Hawaii who've been there for 4 or 5 generations, and they're almost as fat as other Hawaiians. Actually, when the environment changes, Japanese people become obese like everyone else. So I went to a school called Koenji School, which takes kids from 5 to 18. And I remember with these kids, I was asking them their favorite foods. The first kid I asked said, oh, my favorite food is broccoli. It's like, all right. And the third one was like, I like white rice. And I said to Chie, my translator, are these kids trolling me, right? Like, what, their favorite foods are broccoli and like white rice? And she just looked kind of puzzled. And every Japanese person I asked said, well, we teach our children to like healthy food. Don't your children like healthy food?
So as you can see, like, this is not a finance or any marketing video. This is about health, and this one has over like almost 19 million views, and the comments are very great as well, like over 15,000 comments and almost 800k likes. So going on to the analytics, you can see that, yeah, it made us 9.2 15,000 new subscribers, and the revenue since published is $2,110. The audience retention is 75.3, and the video is 1 minute long. Okay, I'm not gonna waste. Oh, okay. Just for this one, because this is a different niche, I will just show you the RPM as well, just very quick. So the RPM is $0.12. As I said, like just below the marketing and finance niches. Okay, let me just delete this real quick. Delete forever, and that's it. And so the next one real quick. This one is called, why is it called Mercedes? And this one has over 17 million views, 3,000 comments, and 437,000 likes.
Most people know it as Mercedes-Benz, but where did the name Mercedes come from?
Well, originally the company, as was the name of the founder, was called Daimler, and he founded the company back in 1886. About 15 years later came a famous Austrian industrialist. His name was Jelinek. He was a racing enthusiast, and he went to Gottlieb Daimler and his main chief engineer, Wilhelm Maybach at the time, and said, make me a racing engine. I want to go to Nice, and I want to compete in this race, and I want to win. So they made him an engine, they made him a car. He won the race, and the prerequisite was the car should be named after his daughter, Mercedes. And the rest is history. So Daimler changed the name of the product, not the name of the company, changed the name. He just loved that name, Mercedes, and it became Mercedes.
Going on to the analytics. So, 47 seconds long, 13,000 new subscribers, and in terms of the revenue, it made us $1,687. With the average view retention kind of being very low, 67%. So as you can see, like this is a marketing video as well. This is actually a marketing and also partly a history of a company. So just let me delete this as well. Nice. Okay, moving on to the next one, and this one is Rory Sutherland video, and it's called How the Pharmaceutical Industry is Tricking You with Colors. This one has over 16 million views, and the comments are pretty solid, like again 10,000 comments, almost 800,000 likes.
Painkillers are more effective if they're red. Okay? Sleeping pills are more effective if they're blue. There's a big difference to the placebo effect if you give people 3 small pills rather than 1 big one. But let's take this a bit further. Wine tastes better if you pour it from a heavier bottle. Wine tastes better if you tell people it's expensive. Painkillers are more effective if they're branded. And painkillers are more effective if you tell people they're expensive. Now, interestingly, Nurofen in Australia got into trouble because they sold a whole range of variants of Nurofen, including Nurofen for period pain, and I think there was Nurofen for colds and flu, which were chemically and pharmacologically identical to standard Nurofen, but they charged a premium for them. Making someone pay more for a drug that says for period pain, whether you like it or not, will make that more effective at treating period pain than if you take the generic Nurofen at the ordinary price.
And let me show you the analytics. So, 57 seconds long video, 15,000 new subscribers. And as you can see, like compared to the previous one, this one has made like double the money almost. It's at $2,759. The audience retention is 75%. By the way, I also noticed that 75% is kind of very common in the Rory Sutherland videos. I don't know, for some reason, all his videos have like similar audience retention. Okay, let me just delete this real quick. The quicker I do, the less painful it is for me. Delete forever, and bye. So here we have another like very legendary video, because this video was posted like well over a year ago. I remember this blew up not only on YouTube but also on IG and TikTok. So this one here has over 15 million views, 17,000 comments, and just over 500k likes. It's a 36 seconds long video. This is actually a video where the person is talking about the real price of an iPhone, like how much money do you need to assemble one single iPhone? And he said something very crazy, like he said that to assemble one iPhone, you actually need only $10 in China.
I want to quiz the audience. Does anybody know how much it costs to make this beautiful product in China? Anybody want to take a guess? It's the iPhone 14, $100? Okay, I'll take one more guess. 300. So I got a 99 guess, I got a 100 guess, I got a 300 guess. You ready for the answer? $10. I swear to God, I've sharing with these guys, they couldn't believe me. I've visited the factories 3 times. I've met up with the chairman of Foxconn who makes these things.
So, going on to the analytics. And this one that has made us 18,000 new subscribers have generated $1,310. The audience retention is 72%, and just because this is another, like, I don't want to say marketing niche video or a finance niche video, but this is like something between the marketing and the controversial topics. I will also disclose the RPM here. The RPM is kind of very low because of the controversial topic here. It's $0.08. And the thing is that the only reason that I see here that the RPM is kind of very low compared to the other ones is just because the additional niche of controversial topics. That's why. So let me just delete this as well real quick. And goodbye. Okay, I guess I will show you the last video because I just don't want to spend my time here forever. So I will just show you the last video. This is again an Elon Musk video where the speaker is Walter Isaacson, the man who actually wrote the biography of Elon Musk. This man actually, as I know, has spent like a few years with Elon Musk every day. Like they would wake up together, they would go to sleep together. Just because Walter Isaacson wanted to see the everyday life of Elon Musk and just capture everything and write down everything that he found out about Elon that we didn't know. So, okay, so this video is called When Elon Musk Fired His Executives on Christmas Eve. So this one has over 16 million views, 18,000 comments, and almost 500,000 likes.
Oh, one night in South Texas at the launch pad of SpaceX. It's a Friday night at 10 p.m. And everything's going smoothly. There's no launches being scheduled. And he looks, and there's only 2 people working at the launch pad. And all of a sudden, I see demon mode coming in. I'm thinking, well, it's Friday night at 10 p.m. And yet he just reams out and he orders a surge. He orders 100 people to come in from different parts of SpaceX, from Florida, California, so they can all work for 24 hours a day getting this thing done, even though there was no need to.
Given all of the stories about how he treats people, why do you think he still has the ability to attract talent to his companies?
I talked to some of the people on the autopilot team at Tesla when they were doing Optimus the robot, and a couple of them had quit because it was just too brutal dealing with them. But then one of them was back. I said, what happened? He said, I decided I had a choice between being burned out or being bored, and I decided I wanted to be burned out.
So, going on to the analytics. As you can see, this one has gained us almost 9,000 new subscribers and generated $2,161. This is, by the way, a 1 minute long video with the audience retention of 75%. And as you can see, like this one has generated more views than the previous one, just because, as I said, the previous one also included itself a very controversial topic, which is not paying that well. But the thing is that here we also have a bit of controversial things in this video, because it's showing Elon Musk in a not very positive way, but because it's Elon Musk, he is actually considered as a separate niche. So, which is also, again, not so high, but also considered as a very high paying niche. Okay, let me delete the last video and that's it. Okay, I want to kind of be very specific with you here, because The thing is that we have just deleted maybe 10 videos together, but behind the screens I'm gonna delete 200 more. So, as you can see, like at the moment we have 763 videos. So I've just shown you only 7 of them, but actually we have deleted over 2,500 videos so far. So this channel is maybe 3 years old, and I'm deleting content like every year. I know that there are some YouTube moderators that are also watching this video, and I know that you are kind of very curious why am I deleting these like very painful for me videos. The only reason that I cannot disclose the real secret here is just because I'm gonna have some problems with the YouTube itself. So to make sure that this secret and this information keeps its value, I added this to my ebook, which I'm sure you have seen almost on all our videos. So basically, if you want to find out more secrets about YouTube and specifically the short form content niche, you can purchase the book and finally disclose and expose all the secrets that I know. So here's my book. This is actually the only physical version, but you can purchase the ebook because we just thought that we don't need to print any copies now. So actually everything that I just said here is just the like 0.5% of the information that I can disclose here, but I wrote this book for over a year. I was just analyzing and writing down everything that I was learning on this journey called YouTube. So I don't want to appear this as like only an advertisement for a book, but I hope that this also was very valuable and informative for you, because I don't think that any creator will disclose their earnings, showing everything live and also deleting it for some reason. So because, as I said, that I cannot disclose every secret that I know here, that's why I recommended to purchase this ebook. You can go to shorts2millions.com or financian.com/services. You can purchase the book there, also read, and most importantly, this is going to be very valuable for me if you also give your feedback. You can reach me out on Instagram or our official email, info@financian.com. So, if you are starting your YouTube channel, which is specifically in short form, you can know almost all the secrets that I know about this niche. And also, here I'm revealing about some additional ways of monetizing your content, because as we know, like getting monetized on YouTube is very, very hard. It takes too much time, too much views, and too much effort. All this I just summed up in my book. Okay, thank you very much for watching this video. Hit the subscribe button if this was very interesting to you. And also you can leave a comment below. See you next time.